Brian back here with a look at Fartcoin. Look at this thing on a weekly. Looks pretty good. Could possibly have a bottom in here. It's breaking out of this wedge. If we did a Elliott wave count, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pretty weak 5 wave. Just barely took out the top of this fourth. But you do have 5 waves there. And you have a corrective pattern in here. If you come in on a daily, you can see it better. All right, you had to pull back right through here. You have a corrective structure of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right there. All right, so you do have a correction. You had your 5 waves up. You had your pullback, and it looks like this thing could be on its way up. It's broken out of the wedge. Right. Let's get that up there so you can see this a little bit better. All right, this wedge, let's thicken that up just a little bit so you can see the breakout here. Now you can see clear breakout of this wedge pattern and looking like it's heading to the upside. All right, if you take a measurement the inside of the wedge, we're going to put it on there in just a second and get a price target here. All right, Bitcoin over here, and this is the big question here with Bitcoin, right? It's done 5 waves here. It has done a pullback. When it comes up here, does it ABC? Does it do something like this here? A, B, and C, or does it head up for another high here? All right, we zoom out on this. Let's make it get a little bit clearer. Pull it over here a little bit. All right, you can see, that we have got pretty close to our targets up here, right? Setting up, coming up to about 124. 1618 is up there at 130. Back over here, you go off this past Fibonacci in 2021. This thing is way up through the 1618. All right. The target when we started this, quite honestly, I was looking for right around 100,000. It's past that 1618 and it has headed up here. And you can clearly see here, right, if you start, with any Elliott waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, sorry about that, and 5, an ABC on here. Not an ABC, right? I thought I already had them Elliott waves on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and you had 5 waves up here on the monthly. Does it ABC here? This big trend line here. I think once that breaks, I think the party's over, and you're going to see a pretty decent pullback. Where could Bitcoin go in the bear market? Well, if you go from the very bottom and come up here, I know that might be hard to believe, 57, 48 down in that area. I mean, not too bad from where we came from, right? Not 16, but a bear market, maybe back down to this previous high over here. We have never come back down to them areas. I mean, well, back over here we did. Yeah, you can see right here, 2017, we had our 2021 bull run, and it came back to the prior top over here in the bear market, right? This bull run, if that's the top right now, there 618 is at 57,000, be close to the top right here, right? If it runs up here to a little bit higher, up to the 130 area. Sorry about the crickets in the background. I got some relaxation stuff in the background here, right? Things, man, they drive me crazy. They're right outside my window here in the garage area where I do my videos. It is relaxing, I'll tell you that. But anyway, if it heads up to 133, you come back to a 618 around 61,000. It all depends on where it stops, right? Where the top goes in. Nobody knows for sure. On the monthly RSI, you got some bearish divergence here. You got this high, and you got a lower high coming in. That's this high here, and this higher high. All right, so you got some bearish divergence on the monthly, weekly. is trying to head back to the upside, right? This is our run right here. Like I said, the big question is going to be when it gets up here, does it break through or does it stop and have an ABC and then maybe start back up? Or does it start rolling over? Like I said, this trend line right here is probably going to be the big you know, answer. As long as it holds this, get that on there right. There we go. And your 200 moving average. You don't want to lose that. When you lose that, that's usually bad news too. Over here, it did come under it for a little bit, got it back, especially on a monthly, right? We come out on a monthly. You definitely want to hold that 200, all right? And it's above it. It's getting pretty far above it. You always pull back to it. It's usually like a magnet with that, but we'll see what happens, right? 119 area, 119.5. You want to keep an eye on that area, all right? We get rejected in there. That's your 618702 area as far as the fib goes. We put a fib on here. I'll show you. Please hit that like and subscribe, guys. If you want to join a trading group and come over with us, that's a level 3 membership in the description of the video. It's only 15 bucks. We have 150, 160 members over there. Got a pile of great traders in there. We would love to have you. You also get 10 hours of videos to watch that teach you how to start charting and trading, all that stuff. So if you want to go check that out, would appreciate it very much. There's also 2 links to 2 trading sites over there. One is Bittunix. You get all kinds of bonuses when you hit certain volume amounts. Through here, there's if you hit 2.5 million in volume, $250 box up to, right here, if you hit 5 million, up to 500. The ones down here, all you got to do is check in every week and up 20,000 in volume. And every 4 weeks, it goes up, right? There's 3. After 4 weeks there, it goes up to 4. That's at 20 consecutive weeks. I've been checking in since it started. I've been using Bittunix a long time. And there's also a link for weeks in there. All right, so if you're interested in either of them, would appreciate it very much if you use the link. All right, now this breakout, where would the target be for Fartcoin? Potential target, right? No guarantees with anything. I would put it, right up back up into about $1.46 area. Okay, so we will keep an eye on this. I will put it up back up into retracement areas. Yeah, right up towards $1.31, $1.40. That's what I'd be looking for here. So we'll see what happens here. It's got to get above that 200 here at about 90, 95 cents. If we get above that, that's super good news. All right, that's your 200-day moving average. Got the RSI heading to the upside on the daily, the weekly. Weekly looks great, heading up. All right, so Fartcoin looking very good. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so very much for watching my video. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you.